In this video, I want to talk about if we actually need Gears of War Reloaded. Currently, the game hasn't been released yet and it's still in beta, but I've been questioning it since its announcement. I will not be talking about gameplay or story or anything of that nature since the game is going to be Ultimate Edition pretty much. The big selling point for this iteration of Gears 1 is the fact that it's cross-platform, therefore giving it access to a whole variety of players. Those who have never tried Gears before will get a go at it for the first time, and those who've been disconnected from the series can re-experience the first game. Although players win big by being able to play it whenever they want, Microsoft also wins big by bringing the game back into the spotlight and encouraging more people to buy the series. That seems like a win-win for everybody, but it may not be a win for the series itself. Gears of War, as a franchise, has been pushed to the side by Microsoft. There's not much in terms of marketing, media, or even a face for the series anymore. Cliffy B is on to other projects, and Rod Ferguson, or the Coalition, isn't really doing much to talk about the game. I mean, look at how we first heard about Reloaded. The cover art randomly posted one day with some details about the game, nothing more, nothing less. The series is in a sort of a purgatory. Despite being one of the big names of Microsoft, I don't think it's selling as much as it seems. I've looked around online for units sold for each game, and it's led me to believe that Gears 4 and 5 are primarily enjoyed through Game Pass, thus cannot be considered a purchase. I haven't personally bought a Gears game since Judgment. 4 was a gift, which was added to its sold units, but everything else was through Game Pass. I'm sure I'm not the only one in this boat. In the age of digital subscriptions, some people would opt for the cheaper monthly option rather than one-time purchase of a game they may not like. Instead of trying to get other platforms to care about the series for being interesting, Microsoft chose to use the little marketing it had to catch the interest as if we already know what Gears of War is. As a Gears fan, you can get excited, but as an outsider, I wouldn't really see a reason to be excited. A remake of the original Mad World trailer would have been a cool way to market the game since that's an iconic trailer tons of people remember. This remaster did catch some attention, but I don't think it's going to bring the attention that some fans think. The game is $40 and is really beautiful, but realistically, Gears is so old that people who care about the series are already kinda here. I think there may be a boost in players for a bit, but ultimately it'll fizzle out because the novelty will be gone and players will move on. On the sales side of things, I don't think the game will bring much more money to the series by itself. From the data that we do have readily accessible, Ultimate Edition is the second worst selling Gears of War game, standing at 1 million copies. That's not even half of Gears of War 3's sold units, which stands at 3 million copies. Gears of War 5 in each subsequent release advertises itself as being playable through Game Pass day one. Reloaded is no exception, which is why I think that the sales from all platforms are probably going to turn out as successful as Ultimate Edition. So no, with my very limited understanding on sales and what the gaming industry deems as successful, I don't think Reloaded is going to be a large boost to the series. I think Reloaded is just unnecessary. I've been ignoring the elephant in the room, but now it's time to talk about what it means for E-Day. Some people think that Reloaded is a good thing for the hype and inclusion for new players to the series once E-Day drops, but that's just a cope. We have no clue what E-Day holds in terms of story, but I don't think that playing Gears 1 will give much insight to E-Day and what it has to offer. If anything, I think it's the other way around. Gears 1 is a very bare-bones story where you go from point A to point B. It's nice and action-packed, but not much to look into. But on the topic of what E-Day has to offer, that's all hypothetical. Let's get to the fact of the matter. I don't think this will bring much hype for E-Day. E-Day itself would bring more hype to E-Day. Some more screenshots or info on the game would bring in more eyes for the future of the series than another blast from the past ever would. I'm not excited for Reloaded, and frankly, I think it's going to be short-lived. I hope I'm wrong about this whole thing and the community quadruples and Gears E-Day blows sales expectations out of the water. If it does, I'll eat my own words. You don't have to be excited for Reloaded. You don't have to force yourself to play it just because it's Gears of War. You can choose to just skip this one and wait for E-Day. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. Do not feel discouraged from just skipping this game.